Thanks for joining me, everyone. So we're going to jump right into it with some gameplay. And at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and share the ship and commander setup with you guys. As you can see, we got a cruiser running broadside right off the bat. And he is going to get his butt handed to him, man. Look, just boom, boom, boom. Everybody's firing at him. And voila, back to port he goes. My guy didn't even last 2 minutes. I mean, that has just got to be such a crappy feeling. But you kind of asked for it, bro. You were running broadside, so got to take you out. So that's a good tip for you cruiser guys. I'm getting into the cruiser play, and I got to be honest. The worst thing you want to do is be the first one out there. I would have just kind of hang back, hopefully let my DD or my CV spot, and then kind of push once I see where the battleships are and stuff like that. I mean, he just barreled right out there, so that's the end result. So Colorado, if you look at the minimap, he's making his way over to those islands. I got to be honest, just my opinion, that to me is a bad choice, because you're going to take yourself out of the game. He's got his allies, Baron pushing up the middle and a Baron pushing on the side of the islands. He would have did better if he would have stuck with them and provided support. It would have definitely been a little bit more difficult for us. So luckily for us, he's out the battle right now. I'm chipping away at Baron. So North Carolina plays a lot like Alabama, and it handles the same. I mean, I've got the exact same ship set up, so it does feel like a baby Alabama. Fun ship. So the thing with any tier 6 battleship, cruiser, and even a DD is if you are on the even playing field, tier 6, or even if you're top of the rock where it's tier 6 and tier 5, you're going to come out on top. You're going to do good. But if you get up tiered, you're just going to get overmatched. For some reason, there's just a dramatic gap between tier 6 and tier 7 when it comes to shells, armor, penetration, you name it. It just seems like every time I'm shooting at a tier 7, my shells are bouncing and breaking, and I'm not doing much of nothing. So I end up switching to HE to just try to set them on fire. So, nevertheless, our timing of our shots on this, it just seems like we're getting most of the leftovers. I mean, we were chipping away at them, but you'll see. Final shot. Bam! Got him, number 2. So this is where his buddy the Baron pushing the opposite side. I'm trying to save our cruiser, so I'm going to start trying to focus on him.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Not really worried about that DD. He's not a strong DD. I played that thing in Rust and Rumble, and it's okay at best. So another Baron, close to being dead, and bam. So you can see what I mean. If you're top of the rock, you're tier 6, you're shooting at tier 5, you're just going to take them out. So our cruiser, he does a great job at dispatching this DD. He's just going to keep lighting them up. And bam, he's gone. I don't really think he did anything. He just drove over there, popped smoke to die. I mean, he had to know where the cruiser was, right? Alright, so we got Colorado. He actually just kind of parked over there. I mean, I don't even think he shot at anybody. Don't get it, but whatever. But we're going to go ahead and head over and introduce ourselves. Try to make a friend.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
So as you can see, North Carolina's got some good turning. I mean, that rudder shift is decent for a battleship. So look at the mini map, and you'll see I'm pushing Colorado. We got the cruiser, he's staying right there. But look at our allied battleship. For some reason, he starts heading to that island to hide behind. And it just to me, just doesn't make sense. We have the advantage. We have the numbers. If he would have pushed with me, it would have been an easy dispatch. Luckily, you know, Colorado's broadside, we take 18K from them right off the bat. Now, take notice of this. Bow on. Really not much of an angle. Turn a little bit. Not exposing my broadside, but bam! That hurt. So if a tier 6 is going to hit me like that, and that hurt, I mean, just imagine getting hit by, you know, an Alabama or a Kansas or JB. I mean, any of these ships, man. I mean, it just does not hold up against tier 7. So luckily for us, our CV, he has been an awesome carrier player. I mean, he has really supported this side from the get-go. So great job, bro. I thought that would have finished him, but unfortunately not. Only 2 shells hit. 2 out of 6. Luckily for me, this is going to be the final salvo, and surprisingly, I mean, they are actually got the advantage right now. I was shocked. We were kicking butt. But the entire right flank completely folded. So it's alright. We're evened up. Went ahead and skipped up a little bit because it took me a while just to get right back over to the fight. So this is probably my only gripe with the ship. And you'll see what I mean. Right at the waterline. Maybe I was a tad too low. I mean, he does start turning out. But nevertheless, it was like... It's just... I just watched this ship. That's alright though, man. Can't have every single salvo be, you know, right on the money. So, but that does play into something. I mean, this is a RNG based, so there's going to be times where your shots are going to be awesome, and then there's going to be times where RNG is just screwing you royally. It's alright though. So Belfast is going to stay behind the island. He doesn't want to push, obviously. He's got a battleship on both sides. I get that. So you can see Ishmael. He's just kind of parked. Not really moving. I take that back. He is moving. He's just slow. Probably at a quarter. Maybe a half. So with me and shooting, I try to take my time. Try to make sure my shots count, because a 30-second reload, man, it sucks when you miss. So luckily for me, shots right on. Bam! Citadel got the Kraken. So New Mexico, he's going to start running for his life. He took carrier's gone, and he's getting chased by a DD. So I completely understand that. I'd be running too in a battleship if I'm getting chased by a DD. Unless it's Friesland. I'll rush you if you're in the Friesland, because I ain't got to worry about torps. So he's turned. He gives us a little bit of a broadside, not much. And we get some hits. So as you can see, I mean, the dispersion is what it is. It's not going to be perfect. So we're going to get off our last salvo. And he starts turning once he sees the torps. Luckily for us, he turns into it. Bam! And back to port he goes. So now let's jump into the commander and ship setup. And now for the setup. So American ships have a good AA system, so that was one reason why I went ahead and went with the AA mod. American ships I set up as long-range snipers, so there's really no need for me to go secondary. And then main battery, I don't want to add a 5% on top of my 30-second reloads, so that's another reason why I decided to go AA. Now, you saw in the video that the rudder shift is actually pretty good, so that's why I did not go steering gears. I went propulsion, especially when you're playing the back and forward or trying to dodge torpedoes. If you're backing up and you want to get going forward pretty quickly, that's why the propulsion really helps me. I've noticed that sometimes it just feels like it takes too long. So now this one, you don't have any other option but target acquisition, and then these are the 3 remaining ship upgrades. So again, no other choices. Now for the commander setup, I went Sims. Again, he's going to be my long-range sniper. And obviously, flammable cannoneer, crisscross, marksmanship, and reaching out. And obviously, I'm going will to rebuild, especially with his base trait. And you'll see I'm running Andrew Cunningham as well as Scharnhorst. These are all high-level commanders, so you can see that dispersion is pretty much what it's going to be. I've got a little bit of room to get maybe just a couple more of a 0.% out of Scharnhorst, but that pretty much is going to be it. So that is my commander and ship setup for North Carolina. I hope this helped you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, stay frosty out there.